In this tutorial, we'll first of all look at how to draw the Fibonacci spiral. To do that, first of all, we go to, I would suggest that you go to this enable snapping, and then go to snap bounding boxes and enable it, and enable snap to edges of a bounding box, and enable snap bounding box corners. So if you have these things enabled, now we go to the rectangle and square tool, and then we go to control, and then we draw a square. Control is necessary for it to be a perfect square. Now we go and select it. You see here, lock this padlock here, so that we have equal width and height. Now you can change the width and height by going through here. I choose my width or height to be maybe 40. You can choose whichever. At the beginning, it's not important. So we have this. Now the next step is we want to draw a circle that's going to go through the left, the bottom left corner of the square and the top right corner of the square. So to get such a circle, the circle must have a radius which is equal to the length or the width of one side of it, or the width or the height. So we go on and draw our circle without thinking of the width and the height. Now we can manipulate it here. So we select the circle. Since we want the radius to be equal to the width or the height of the square. My square has a width of 40, so I multiply it by 2 to get the circle. So mine will be 80. It depends on what you chose for your height. You multiply by 2, and then you will have this. Now you go on and select your circle, and then you place it here. Okay, there. Make sure they touch each other there. So you go to shift and select the square, and then you select the circle, and you go to path, and then you go to division. Now for this thing not to go out, I'll just go to path, and then we go to combine. Now we have this. The next step is to have a duplicate. So we do a duplicate of this. Now the duplicates, we now rotate the duplicate 90 degrees clockwise. And then we also, now is the nice part, we are going to use the golden ratio, which we'll be using later, which is very important. So we divide it by the golden ratio, which is 1.618. The golden ratio, if I've not said it, the golden ratio comes from the Fibonacci series, or it's related to the Fibonacci series or the Fibonacci spiral here. So now we have this, and then we select it, and then we come and place it here. Now we repeat the same thing again to get the next part of it. We go to duplicate. Now we do the same operation because it's a recursion. We go to rotate 90 degrees, and then we divide this by the golden ratio 1.618. We get it, we pick it, and then we come and put it here. Oops. Okay, now this is, we select this again, and then we do repeat our process. We go to edit, duplicate, rotate 90 degrees, divide this by 1.618, get our next part, remove it here, we do again, do a duplicate, we rotate it 90 degrees, and then we reduce it by the golden ratio 1.618, remove it up, we do the next one, yes, we edit, duplicate, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, we come to divide by the golden ratio 1.618, so there you are. This is how you can produce the Fibonacci spiral. Now I want to show you how to draw this bird, and also how to use the golden ratio to draw circles, because majority of the things in the world, they have some golden ratio in them. For example, I've created some golden ratio. I just started with this big one here, and as I did for creating the spiral, I just divided each time the width of the circle with the golden ratio, and I got this and I got that, and actually I stacked them up, and as you can see, they look like a snail, more or less. A snail actually has a golden ratio in its cell. Now we want to use the golden ratio to draw such a thing. So first of all, whatever you want, if you were to draw any other thing, you get a photo or an image on the internet or whatever, and then you bring it to if the image is in PNG or JPEG, doesn't matter. You bring it into Inkscape, and then you can trace it. You can trace the image by going to path, and then going to trace bitmap. I have a video on how to trace things, so you can check it out. Now I have this, I already traced whatever I wanted. I gave it this color for you to see. So I just want to show you, in case you've traced anything, how you can use the golden ratio and the circles you've created. So let's see here. You first of all, you can draw any circle at all you like to start with. So let's see here. We just go to the circle and tool, and then you draw any circle you want. You go to control, just the trick is, but the thing is, according to your object or image, you have, maybe I normally start with the biggest circle in the thing. You can also start with the smallest. So if you start with the biggest, you go to control, you go to select the whatever you've drawn, you go to control just to maintain the size, and then you try to make it big and big to see whether it will fit what you need. Let's give it some transparency so you can see well. It's good to give it some transparency. Let's see here. think I have to make it a bit bigger, more, a bit. Say let's make it a bit more. Yes. Now when you have done this, you can, maybe you will need more circles. Let's see here. I think this is good. You will be needing more, possibly more circles. And then what you can do is you can do duplicates of this. You go to edit, duplicate, and then you go to the width, and then you divide it by 1.618 to get the next one. The same thing, you repeat the same thing, you duplicate and then you divide. So for us not to waste much time, I have already produced lots of these circles, and I just want to show you how you can do it. So you go here, this is a bigger circle I created for this. So you, in case you have your image, you put this on. This fits. Let's see, the next one, I still need this, so I put it here. I can change the color of the bed so that when I put it on, it's visible, but I think you can see. Now we go again. I think we need a bigger one here again, so we just pick and put there. Now let's see here. I'm not very sure. I think I needed a bigger one here also. Need a bigger one there as well. Now I think here I would need, always try to keep some of your thing. You can just quickly do a duplicate by pressing the left button and going to the space bar, which gives you get a copy. Let's keep a copy. I think I would keep a copy in case we need another copy of it. Let's do more copies. You just left click and press your space bar, or you can just go to edit and then you do duplicate. That also gives you. Did I put, how many have I put here? I've put this. I have put let's change the color of maybe our bed so it's easier for you to see. Yes, I think this is better. And then I have placed this on the circle. This is another circle. I have another circle here. I need another circle here. I think with this I need a smaller one. So a smaller one will fit here. And then oops. I mean, it might not be exact, but afterwards you can use you can convert whatever you've done into a path. You can just convert it into a path and then move it around with the node tool. But if you don't mind having it approximately, you can just put the circles, and then let's see the head. I would use one of this. Okay. Oh, I should maybe move these things up, or move what I did down. The mouth I would leave for a while. After this, we can create the mouth as well, because I think it depends on what you'll be drawing. If you think you don't need it, you don't need some parts now, you just go on and do one part. So these are the circles now. Next, I select all apart from my template, which is what I traced, because I don't need the bed. This what you traced or your templates, you don't have to select. You select only the things, the circles that you've placed, and then you go to path, and then you go to combine. So now what you have this one, and then you go, you take the rectangle. You want to draw a rectangle over all that you've drawn. Okay, now maybe we can change the color of the rectangle if we upset, because it's transparent. Maybe this. Okay, now what we have to do is that we have to put the our template to the bottom, because we don't want to touch it. We'll be using it again. So we select our template and we lower it to the bottom. Now we pick this rectangle, and then we lower it once. We lower it one step so that we have what we had. Now we select the rectangle and then the circles that we have constructed. So we go to Shift and select the two, and then you go to path, and then you go to division. So now we are going to eliminate parts that we don't need. First you click outside here, and then you start eliminating. Let's start. I first eliminate the rectangle there by going to my keyboard and pressing delete, and then this is not part of the bed, so I would delete that as well. So you go on and select what you think is not part of what you want to draw, and in our case what is not part of the bed, so we keep deleting. Let's delete. I think this part is also not necessary. Now we have some up here. I will take this away as well. You can check for small pieces that are there that you don't need. Now we have to think of the bed, the beak of the bed, but for now let's select everything that we've drawn. And then go to path union. So we have already created parts of our thing. Now we need the mouth of the this thing. The mouth you can easily get by selecting any of these. We are at the mouth. Let's look at the mouth. I think we will need 3 circles. One, we put this one there. We put this one here, and then we need another one because of this one here, so we can clip. So we put the third one here. Now we select the 3 circles that we have. We go to Shift, the first one is selected, select the second one, and we select the third one, and then we go to path and combine. Why am I doing combine? Because after combine, I want to put a rectangle on so that I do division, and the division is boolean, so I need only 2 things, so I have to combine so that I have 2 things for it to work. So let's see whether I can move even this away. Did we get the mouth? Yes, we had it here, so we can even pick it away. We can also do it there, but I would just pick it away here. Let's put our create a rectangle on, and then now we push the rectangle under. So we go here, and then we select both, control, then select the rectangle and what we've created, and then we go to path, and then we go to division. Now we can click outside and delete first the outer thing. We need this part, so we just pick this part here, and then we bring it here. Now we have this, and then this. So we select both. We select the mouth. Sorry, I select the mouth. Oh, it selects both, but I want to be very sure it's selecting everything, because yes, it did not. Now I go to path, and then I go to union. Now I have created my bed. Now what else do you want to do? Let's see here. I just clean up a bit. Okay, now we have this. We need an eye for our bed, so we pick the smallest circle that we've created. We bring it here, put somewhere here. I think we should give the eye white color, so we move the opacity up to 100, and then we change the color. This I think white is good, and then you can move it maybe here. That's a good place, maybe, or there, whichever place. And then that we've drawn our bed. If you want to have some decoration like what I have here, we can draw a rectangle around it. Let's draw a rectangle around it. Let's give it a color green. Let's push the rectangle down, so we push it down. Here we go to lower, below. Now we move our rectangle maybe somewhere here. Yes, and then if we want to give it a gradient like what I have there, we can change the color if you want. We can go here, and then we have this, and then we first of all give this color, maybe I think I used black, so let's make it black, and then we duplicate it. We go to edit, duplicate, we push it down again to get our bed, and then this time we give this one the color green, and then we go to the fill and stroke. You can also get the fill and stroke by going to object, fill and stroke here for this panel to open, and then we want to give it radial gradient, so you press the radial gradient. That's more or less how to get it. So if you don't want it, you can adjust it a bit as well. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to help me. Bye.